Busukuroda mepa fefe pie bintan na zuriadum shirek soda na seleto bramechia eframa pansu bofaso na numbo kroyihuba deji wahu atamfunse Enenyamede na sempa Rebuwe kuroyi eni Enenyame eshiraye Apa ore Yesu Omaye nyasa eni ndi sopa Enenyame eshiraye Apa ore Yesu Omaye nyasa eni ndi sopa.
Boso is a community located across the Volta Lake in the Asuogyaman district of the eastern region of Ghana. The beautiful settlement of Boso lies between two mountains and has a population of over 3,000 according to the 2010 population and housing census. The residents of Boso are mostly peasant farmers who cultivate food crops, mainly maize, cassava, and plantain. There are a handful wage-related workers in the community, mostly in education and health. Boso serves as a paramountcy to the Busugwa traditional area. The inhabitants are mostly Guan-speaking. Majority of the populace are Christians, with a small minority practicing the traditional African religion. Meet Osaberima Ajimaweshia II, Kontihene of Busugwa traditional area, and Mankrado of Boso.
Within the Osaberima Ajimaweshia Metosuminu, Mankrado and Busugwa traditional area, and Ekuamumu Boso. 1722, Anna Nabia Yefeno Adom Sechi, and no free Achem Treso, BPSO. Oba nukwa phantom from ene ba yiri bi efe na kwako asefifin so nti se ordinary ba yiri di ya ja yinu se ja o expire oba pe bibia information akoma atamfunti ene no ko bosumfio e ko bi sanity amana bonne se omma me odi omani omdo omma no e ko mutom na sasa ba yiri okon mu na oma dia ne yakani akama akoma konso bejo omno matandia and the buyer no name from no ever buyer. Now, the buyer no ma liquid bushel. I said, Bay don't say, and you would do now you dear you won't. A short boss, he be dear. A bubble some years September no ever corner year. A bit to buy no. I have a mom be a Macari. Macari, now almost well if he is you be. Yes, share. Ti eba se idua afeso a Friday na no pa Tuesday no ye ban no noise making e fenda kuje ye bobo dawru ma obia anye didi ukuada nan ma tie ko tuntun so ma hin ya tan kunyan so ni na kwaye bi e fe no lutwi okwaye de lutwi no kwaye I give it say honote. It's as a Friday obeba krum ne ya be chef anintino. E ba ko bokwan na ya kwambo. Na ye kwa itimi no bi adi nkomo kwan so. Me ko bokwan no ne ye ba. Nkase de seni bia ho. Ye ne aye kokwa ye nkase obi ya ho. Na ye wo homa bi wo wa ye betwitwa. Ene men nkanso. Ba obi a kura ne de. Ye dia baban na se. Oh, bosom kasi ni fio. Ya wara no. Nanu na be sha oban ase. Akomfo na nanu matin ko ntuntuntu yi na be sha oban ase. Duma yi be di ni. O man yi be wura ban ni. Na nanu maka no, awo mpa bo kwa hantuma. A chichire ban no. E ban ni chichire na asechire ni. Ye boko no ba fi nyalwa owo basa ne kom na bebrese bia ho so mo ya ho ban ma fe nko meto ya mfie so ye wia sada na ye de baye ni biba ko mana na do ma shedu sada chi fiara na no pa no na kan fe na se bibi anyewa yeso bosom pet me bosom puma kwa ma yeso ye dibi anopa ba no nsian ne fa na ma tinko ne tuntum so nyina be ko na do ma shedu ho awo ya so kwa hene ma boso na yakwa wakoka baye na hwe tata ho kakra ba du ba kuma no na yaba letwi eba na se wo ebe tata wa ti 12 no bo na yenti owo bia ne asembia mfiri adoma shedu fia na fe fonton from na de som ye no esikwene ne so ache sampa asumdua ba eno ya beginning of next year ye eno ne de hwe ye yamfie na asatini Odweegyi no enye ohini bi na de Odweegyi ni bae eyi letwe abusua no ene ohina ode bae ne bae no oka se obeso ahwe na eya wadi no ti letwe ene di Odweegyi enye ohini bia na kan no ye bibia wia memeda na edika no eyakom tine fo konfie bucha no eyakom fie ye kwa akom fie ande aboso na horo wo montamu nyina beba ban na se ya be grosa 1981 na mpenfu edi en me national council of community for dwene hu se sa community ma kwaso nyina emfa faso bi am roman no yinya faso bi emfiri mu ti omon nana no betrance eye hihye se memre da na ye de bekoma ye sanyema no ombese ye fa mo man no na ye mfre nkrofo both home and the diaspora no momra na ye meboa mo afore na ye fa ye mputu dwuma emo oman no pa na nanom tia se na ya sem papa ti fiti wa no aba afore sa de aboa mputu dwuma bebri nurses quarters inspectors quarters secondary school ya kwan mo fa kwan won do se ya kwan cemetery ho agu fom.
For many years, citizens of Boso have taken the development of the community into their own hands. Several individuals and groups contributed in diverse ways to the development of Boso. In 1976, the National Council of Boso Communities was formed to coordinate the efforts of Boso citizens towards the development of the town. Mr. Steve Opario-Bissau is the chairman of the National Council of Boso Communities.
Fellow Boso citizens and friends, my name is Mr. Steve Opario-Bissau, and I'm the chairman of National Council of Boso Communities. I bring you warm greetings in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, and on behalf of the chiefs, National Council of Boso Communities, and the people of Boso. National Council of Boso Communities is the apex body of the various associations of Boso communities scattered all over Ghana and abroad. The Council coordinates with the associations in the financing and implementation of development projects at Boso. National Council of Boso Communities is therefore not involved in the affairs of Boso traditional area, which embodies Boso, Toseng, Nanyo, and Dudi. The traditional area is the domain of the Omahine. As we have observed from the documentary so far, National Council of Boso Communities and the community in general have been involved in many projects. Boso Electricity and Street Lights Project, Boso Pipe-Bomb Water Project, renovation of Omahine's Palace, Boso Senior High Technical School, which was initiated by eminent Boso citizens, 4 of them, and later taken over by the community. It has now been absorbed into the Ghana education system. It has an enrollment of about 1,700 and a staff of 140. Boso Health Center project with support from government, district assembly, and the USA government. And number 6, Boso Township Concrete Road Project, the first of its kind in Ghana, undertaken by a community. The benefits of these projects to the community have been enormous. Due to availability of water, electricity, and medical facility, and again the senior high school, Boso has become an attractive place to live. Boso Senior High Technical School has provided ample opportunity for Boso children to access secondary education. Businesses have sprung up. Shops and food vendors have also opened up. Boso citizens have been encouraged to return home and to build houses. Some have even ventured into putting up guest houses. Churches are benefiting from influx of Boso citizens during the Odweegyi and Easter periods. A large number of graduates from Boso Senior High Technical School have attained higher education. Some have PhDs and are in very responsible positions in academia, politics, management, business, engineering, and many other fields of endeavor. Time will not allow me to mention names, but Dr. Hayford Mensah Irakwa, the leader of this documentary committee, is one of such. Last year, I announced to you that in consultation with the chiefs and elders, the homecoming has been abrogated and that Boso Odweegyi has now been restored. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic and the protocols announced on public gathering, Boso Odweegyi 2020 will not be celebrated in the usual pomp and pageantry and accompanying fundraising activity. As a result, on the advice of some experts, both at home and in the diaspora, National Council of Boso Communities decided to produce this documentary on Boso and thereby formally launch the fundraising. The documentary will be streamed on YouTube and other social media. As has been amply narrated by Nana Kronti Hene Osabarima Ajima Oboeshia II earlier in this documentary, historically, Boso Odweegyi was a purely fetish affair celebrated by the deity Lechu on a moonless Friday towards the end of September. The general citizenry celebrated the day with feasting and merrymaking. After Lechu's celebration on that Friday, the way was then clear for the occupants of the black stools, other deities, and heads of families to celebrate theirs or perform rites to their stools or gods in turns. Omahine performed rites to his stool in December. Boso Odweegyi Festival, as it is celebrated now, was created by National Council of Boso Communities in consultation with the chiefs, custodians of the Lechu Shrine, and people of Boso, long before Nanose Nyako III became Omahine. The Deba has been used as an occasion to educate the youth on Boso culture and traditions and also raise funds for development.
Thanks to the efforts of the Presbyterian Church of Ghana, the Anglican Church Mission, and the Salvation Army Church, Boso is fortunate to have 3 enviable basic schools that feed the only junior high school in the community. The leadership of Boso, realizing the lack of secondary school in the community, mooted the idea to convert the then Presbyterian Boys Middle School to a day secondary school. Mr. N.K. Afunya doubles as a former headmaster of Boso Senior High Technical School and a former assemblyman for Boso.
The friend N.K. Afunya be the headmaster at Boso Senior High Technical School in 1999. It could see 2010. Me call my home gym. And so I made the headmaster and I tried to school if 85. 95 and I may call university. I may sign by 98. I bet you that ansa na me the headmaster no na krom ha nso me the assemblyman if 1988 kosi 2005 and intimi name school yi abakosem papa school yi na nka baby a yewo yi na ye Boso Presby Middle Middle School I was here 1948 na room ni bi no na secondary school aba enum na Boso ye ni bi enti ni ye presi ye benya bi enti Boso Youth Association eye Boso for na won kran no awoma kan ho abom se Youth Association no omo na omo si gina se omo ba ye school secondary school obo school yim to on be share private secondary school ase ifi 1968 enti ne ye prayer say anka ban ebe so school num na waye no aban secondary school amaye onyame nchaade 1981 na aban a owo so no eye na adwen say FDS schools no nyina aban isom no waye no community secondary schools enti yenso ye beka ho bi na school yi ye de communal labor ene sha ase dan ye wo anafo say na muhu no L shape no sabi na ye free bi voluntary welcome association ye ma love vaka university for secondary school for ni ade nyina obia edi wo hu kabum se omokoye adwuma edi ache eni edi si sa dan no eni omanfo enso eboaye ye di communal labor ena eye na edi wie sa dan no ema school no enu achi no oman na nkasa nso si eye workshop ema school no enu achi no yesi school dan eba akonso edi kan ho eye 4 classroom block ansana aban so abesisi school adan no bi aka ho a ama se school no enyi a aye krabehwe library a ewo machi nso ye speech and prize day 2006 ena professor Danso na o Legon agric department ono kan so we boy nesi library no to my scan edition ase akire nkrofo bi aboabo wo mu ni ani wo flag no so national council of community so eboaye ene edi nya library no.
Apart from education, the National Council of Boso Communities has been actively involved in building Boso Township concrete roads, the first of its kind in Ghana, undertaken by a community. These roads have been built by citizens of Boso, home and abroad. The health of Boso citizens has always remained a priority. The Salvation Army Mission began a health post at Boso but later relocated to Anum. Again, Boso citizens, led by Dr. Victor Oko, took up the challenge and got the Regional Health Directorate to establish a health post in the facility that was left behind. Unfortunately, the location of the old health post was on a hill, making it difficult for persons who were ill to access the facility. In addition, the location made expansion of the physical infrastructure practically difficult and expensive. After a series of consultations, the National Council of Boso Communities, together with the chiefs of Boso, agreed to relocate the health center to its present location. Dr. Victor Oko is the medical director at the Boso Health Center.
My name is Dr. Victor Oko, a native of Boso, born and bred here. I schooled at the University of Ghana Medical School. Actually, we were in the 5th batch. I worked with VRA for about 29 years and retired 2006. I retired as the Director for Health Services. And immediately I retired, I came to Boso to offer my services to the community. So I've been here since 2006 and I've not moved out. And I'm not hoping to move out. I'll be here throughout. Now, a little background of this clinic. In 1954, the Salvation Army Mission sent two sisters here to open a maternity home to help. And they also opened orphanage at Enum. After a while, with the help of the community, in 1956, they moved to an old site. We call the place now the old clinic. It's on a hill, actually. Difficult to access when we are very ill, but they chose to be there. And in 1956, that place was commissioned. They worked very hard. In 1980, they decided to close down the orphanage at Enum and move the clinic at Boso there. So what I did was I went to the regional director for health services, then Dr. Adam Efio, and managed to convince him to come and see the facilities we had there. And he agreed to bring in staff and convert the place from the mission, Salvation Army Mission facility to government facility. So at that time, we referred to it as the Boso Health Posts. In 2007, when I came in, we arranged and worked hard and got support from UNDP through the district assembly. The district assembly had to pay 20% as a counterpart funding. And then the community, we had to do communal labor to support the construction of the building. So we did that. We were trained how to use the artisans in town, how to run the accounts and everything. And we were given 100 days to complete the project. Other communities have other projects, but Busugwa, that is the communities in the Busugwa area, Tosen and your Dodi, and we all sat down and agreed that we need a health facility. So we were given the offer, and we put out this block you are seeing here, and we did it in 70 days. And you would love to come and see the community participation. So when we finished May 2008, we moved in here, May, and we started working. We had a lot of cases. There was a time I attended to 100 patients here. Our catchment area, as I said, starts from, Donkokrom, that is Afram Plain South, through to this place, to Enum and beyond. And this place was very busy. We were all very, very busy. I remember some of my staff were sleeping here because they couldn't go to town and come back. Very, very busy. We worked very hard. Then we realized that we needed to, we need a maternal and child health facility because we were losing some babies and all that because we don't have the residents, the facilities for them. So I appealed to American Embassy. But then the community has started the building up to window level, and that is this block. I appealed to the American Embassy. Fortunately, they accepted my application. They came and inspected the place and agreed to support us. But they had a limit for projects like that. They call it Ambassadors Health Fair Project. The limit is $12,000. We got to know that the amount will not be sufficient when we got to a point. We were running out of the funds. So we appealed to the Boso, National Council of Boso Communities, and they went for a loan to support the project. And that's how we finished it. So when we finished, the Americans realized that, the community had put in a lot. So in writing the plaque, they advised that we should not write only American Embassy, but combination of American Embassy and the Boso community. So if you look at the plaque, that's how it reads. The ambassador himself was here to commission this building. It's very rare. Normally they don't do that. But the ambassador himself was here to commission this building. And they were very happy that we did that. We wrote again to the embassy to support us finish the staff accommodation. The reason was that we realized that our attendance was dropping and labor cases were not coming, because when they came, the midwife was in town and they couldn't wait. So they came again to inspect, and because of the good work we did in building this maternity unit, they quickly supported us. But the application was late. So they came out to say, well, Dr. Okon, we finished everything, but with your track record, we can give you only $7,700. Do you want it? I said, well, we will take it. So we took it, and again, together with the community, we finished one of the units. There are 4 units, we finished one. And since then, everything's been going up. We've managed to meet our objectives and targets. The wards, when I was an assemblyman for about 4 terms. I put pressure on the district assembly to build wards for us. And that's where we went. We started running the wards, but after a while, a lot of the staff were transferred and they were not replaced. I think that was the period when an embargo was placed on employment. But till now, they haven't reversed that. And we need staff to run 3 shifts if you are running a ward. So we have the facilities, you have the beds, you have everything. We're only waiting for enough staff to run the wards. What we lack now is a proper OPD. What you see behind me is a makeshift OPD. So I'm having some ideas about how to get a proper OPD. I've talked to an architectural company firm, and they've given me a design of proper OPD, which will include dental facilities, everything in it. You walk in and walk out, and you are done, including an emergency theater. So when it's all done, we will look to other embassies to support us, put it up, and it will be a very beautiful place. The key problems I see now, or challenges I see now, is staffing, so that we can, run our wards. Some of the units are really understaffed. The lab, even the OPD nurses. The midwives, we are okay with about 3 of them, we are okay with it. Consulting staff, apart from the physician assistant who is here, well, we've been able to train some of our nurses to consult in his absence. Another challenging area facing this facility is staff accommodation. We need to finish all the 3 units so that the key staff members like the laboratory, maybe a second midwife, and OPD in charge could be there. If possible, the physician assistant should also be around. And hopefully, with this project, we'll be able to raise enough funds to finish. Immediately, there's one almost completed, about 70% completed, and that has to be completed, if possible, by the end of the year. Another area of challenge is equipment. In the laboratory, we need a chemistry analyzer. We need it because without that equipment, we will not be able to actually put our fingers on, spot on certain ailments. So we need it. And then another area of challenge is also maybe, if I'm not stretching it too much, a proper theater. Some of us can do a lot of surgical procedures. We have doctors from this community working in hospitals in Accra who are willing to come and consult and operate, but we don't have the theater, we don't have the anesthetic machine, the basic things we need. And if we are going to operate, then we also need a chemistry analyzer. So if you get these three things, we may not need to refer cases, a lot of them, except those which need specialist attention.
As a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, the annual fundraising, which is usually organized at Boso Community Center to raise funds for various development projects, cannot be held in person this year. In place of that, the National Council of Boso Communities is organizing a virtual fundraising ceremony and calling on all Boso citizens and well-wishers to come to their aid.
Fellow Boso citizens, friends, and well-wishers, the 2020 appeal for funds. We have two major projects to handle this traditional year. Number one, completion of the second of the 4 units of the staff quarters of the health center. 2, completion of the main township concrete roads project. We want to complete it and inaugurate it during Asuogyaman 2021 in September next year, God willing. Our target is 70,000 Ghana cedis, 30,000 for the health center, and 40,000 for the completion of the township roads. For the township roads project, the Imrantehine, Mr. D.K. Ofori, has warned me that unless the district assembly comes to our aid, the repair of the Asuogyaman bridge alone may cost about 30,000 cedis. I am humbly pleading with all Boso citizens and our friends and all well-wishers to help us raise this amount. The fundraising is open from September 1 to October 31, 2020. Pledges are acceptable but redeemable by November 30, 2020. In conclusion, on behalf of those of us outside of Boso Township, I wish to thank all Bosoebi who have immensely contributed communal labor for the projects undertaken. In particular, I wish to thank Neye Mankrado, Neye Jau, Imrantehine, Assemblyman Isaac Efunya, and the Asafo Chess for their exemplary leadership. I also want to thank all persons who have volunteered to serve on the 2020 Odweegyi Fundraising Committee. Special mention goes to Dr. Grace Latte of USA, who has been organizing contributions from the diaspora. Grace, God bless you and Bosoebi in the diaspora. All of us, Boso citizens, most especially those in leadership positions or aspiring to be, must remember that in whatever capacity we are, one day the question will be asked, what legacy did you leave behind? Someday we'll have to account for our stewardship to the people, and most importantly, to the Almighty God. Dr. Ephraim Amu's national anthem, Yangara Sasini, should remind us of our obligation to build upon what was bequeathed to us.
Hello, Buswebi. This is an opportunity for us to help develop our town together. We have issues with our roads. The Death Trap Bridge, Boso Sokore Bridge, of which we have to repair. We are appealing to each and everyone to help develop our town together. For the Momo account, please send through this number 05412122268, and the mom name is Stephen Opari Obisal. Again, if you want to send through the bank, it is Enu Royal Bank, National Council of Boso Communities, and the account number is 255-152-000-569-771. I believe together we can make a difference.
I appeal to all citizens of Boso and friends of Boso community to bite into the projects we are doing. Those in the diaspora, those in town, in the country here, and everywhere, we are appealing to everybody to bite into it, be committed to it, and be part of it. No matter how small your contribution, together you will achieve our objectives, and in a very short time. So that at the end, Boso will be happy, Busugwa will be happy, and many people who your money cannot reach, who may lose their lives because they don't get access to, they don't have access to proper healthcare facility. You will save all of them, and there will be a plus for you one day when you have to give account of how you spent your life and your resources.
My name is Seth Kwesi Amafu, Principal Visitor Assistant in charge of Boso Center. I was posted to Boso Center in 12 July 2010. Boso Center is one of the facilities in the Enu Boso Services district, which runs 24 hours. Despite the fact that we understaff, also we lack basic equipment, but we continue to provide better service to our clients. It's our wish that this facility is upgraded to a polyclinic status because of one or two reasons. One reason is that the facility is far from bigger facility, and the roads are not good. Before you go to the nearest referral center, you spend close to 1 hour. And we have our catchment area beyond Boso Enu to Afan Plain South. Even parts of the Peki people also come here. So because of that, at times the cases come in emergency status, and we have to do our best to save lives. So we realize that there's a need for us to upgrade the place to a higher level so that we can be able to provide quality care to our clients.
Okay. Etiminye Asuogyaman the third. Married here of Busugwa traditional area. Yoko Buswebi kana ye. Ama kweni bele amania Asuogyayi ama be amantimase. Maso enyembo Odweegyi amfo akwada ambomodi na mboa. Te se ne ba kwa mbo ne udura na edebo na akwa na bompuma. Mboa na ni bobo ni bopu na ni bosonso ani nyenje. Okura any if you are said send clinic more any who said Boso any year hebedu any year prod any every hebe near boy man so any just say clinical west
Boso say ni Buswebi any ni afumonso esan say alaba COVID-19 more so any be dey na no sacred said there any sacred man so enum de e bo adwene said ne bele akwa akoso ne blo jansika ne eno blo obo a esimiele ne ene ebobo so a man so afumonso ene appeal for fund be edele ne ka na be o sacred obo so ne ene blo ogyan alaban sika nenso ene be de na ne ye afumo so ene be bohwe manso enumdi a endwene yo a mukade nya se ene anya akpa akoso na ebro ogyan sika mabi bo so ese oke ese bo ebro chiri ese bo Ghana budo ne ene ndamfo ene oke ne ene bro bo esimi ele ne nya se ene ebobo so a ene ka na ni boso ene be le asokwase ne abeyeri ne mukei abna ni sika ye ne bro bo alaba esimi mo manso sikele ne hia bo afumonso di 70,000 ele ne hia ne ene be bro bo alaban esimia ne simia ne be bo so a ndo se ne ebo ne nya se ne weso ne ne ba nji esimi bi enkomosa ne ene ebo ele jengme je ene sokori Odweegyi bridge nya se ene ebo yo esimi ebo enso be mbare nya se ene bi bo he na fe ele tusunyo ele ji ene akpa town roads a ene ebo mo cement na no bloba ene ebo for na akọ ene be wure manso ene pe ni chew ene be hia sika nso ne ene blo owure alaban esimia afe ene nurses for amonso abu na mbe china de manso bonko na kema bi ene be hia alaban sika mo na ne brenko obo alaban health ne blo boemo ne emupre alaban ebu awure nafe ene brenko nso obo alaban bridge
Boso ma yesramu musika kaka modeba no ene de ese adwuma yina afi ye nam coronavirus yinti no atimi anhia se baba fore ye de momo account number bi ni account number bi be go screen so wa be mu bia obenya invitation be mu bia no o madia fa bibitum afi ye target ni ye bridge na aye owu akedi a yakere wo etwen no ye timi anya ye nim ni bisi basi ye nurse quarters na kaka basi ye wie nurse 14 bom no mbehwe momwa monana mu bibia mesremo momwa ma munya bosofo na modo bosoman munyina mo meboa na yemfanye afoye e bon se bi nyo ba ko fo de koku ni botum oman no adwumati ni yina amre medamase
mi eni ebia ne nenye ne pepe ka na cho isimi ele ne kan yesra je ne ka na isimi also ne ka na bre eni ayule oboa ebro bo ele isimi mo inu die esende abuje ne yesra mo bo isimi ya fo ele bre mo eni hia eni mrante de amwe boa na bu isimi ade ne iwoso kabe efo bre ne hia de eni bre isimi mo owre mrante ne oba maso be ne chew efiaku bisele eni sakne ne eni Asuogyaman eni be jade eni be hu mrante ne nkase ne yesene abo efo anu eni hia de munwe ele isimi monde na moba mena ndika na afrisha kwa afia no ehia afin afin jane beto eni. Thank you all, and may God bless Boso and our nation Ghana.
Enenyame de na sempa rebuwe kuroi eni Enenyame eshiraye ampa Ohe Yesu omaye nyasa eni ndi sopa Enenyame eshiraye ampa Ohe Yesu omaye nyasa eni ndi sopa Bosukuruda meba fefe bien bintan Nazuriadum shiren suda Naseneto brabechiha Eframa pasu bofasu Nananumbo kroyi huma Deji wamu atamfunsen Enenyame de na sempa Rebuwe kuroi eni Enenyame eshirayen ampa ore yesu oma yenyasa eni